Critically discuss the main characteristics of women education system in India. Introduction. Education is considered the backbone of social and economic development in any society. Women's education, in particular, plays a crucial role in national progress because it directly influences the quality of family life, health, child development, and workforce participation. In India, the women education system has undergone a long historical journey, from restricted access in ancient and medieval times to constitutional guarantees and progressive schemes in modern India. Despite significant progress, challenges such as gender bias, dropout rates, and regional disparities still exist. This essay critically examines the main characteristics of women education in India, its historical roots, government initiatives, achievements, and persisting challenges. 1. Historical background of women education in India. Ancient India, women enjoyed relatively high status, they studied scriptures like the Vedas. Examples include Gargi and Maitreyi, who were renowned scholars. Medieval period, decline of women's education due to feudal, religious, and social restrictions. Practices like child marriage and purdah limited opportunities. British period, social reformers such as Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, and Savitribai Phule worked for women's education. First girls' schools were established in the 19th century. Post-independence, Constitution guaranteed equality, Articles 14, 15, 21A, 39D, and free and compulsory education for all children, RTE Act, 2009. This laid the foundation for structured development of women education. 2. Main characteristics of women education in India. A. Constitutional and legal safeguards. Fundamental right to education, Article 21A. Right to equality, Articles 14 to 16. Policies like National Policy on Education, 1968, 1986, 1992, 2020, emphasize women's literacy and empowerment. B. Enrollment and literacy growth. Female literacy has increased from around 8.86% in 1951 to 73% in Census 2021, projected. More enrollment in primary schools, though dropout rates remain high at secondary and higher education levels. C. Schemes and programs. Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, 2015, Awareness and Education. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, 2001, Universalization of Elementary Education. Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalayas, Residential Schools for Girls from Disadvantaged Groups. Scholarships and incentives for girls in secondary and higher education. D. Curricular changes. Curriculum promotes gender sensitivity. Textbooks revised to avoid gender stereotypes. Vocational education, digital literacy, and skill training introduced. E. Expansion of higher and professional education. Increasing women's participation in medicine, law, teaching, and research. Women universities, e.g. SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. F. Persistent challenges. Dropout rates, early marriage, household responsibilities, poverty. Regional disparities, urban versus rural, North versus South India. Safety and mobility issues, harassment and lack of transport facilities hinder participation. Patriarchal mindset, preference for boys' education continues in some areas. 3. Critical discussion. While progress has been made, a critical evaluation reveals several issues. Access versus quality. Enrollment has improved but quality of education is often poor, especially in rural government schools. Equity versus equality. Reservation and incentives exist, yet girls from marginalized communities, Dalits, Adivasis, minorities, face multiple layers of discrimination. Policy versus practice. Although policies are progressive, implementation is uneven. Many schemes fail to reach the grassroots due to corruption and lack of awareness. Traditional barriers. Societal attitudes towards girls' education have changed but not completely. In some rural areas, parents still prefer to invest in sons' education. 4. Recent developments. NEP 2020, strong focus on women's education, gender inclusion fund, increased emphasis on STEM subjects for girls. Digital education. Post-COVID online education has created opportunities but also widened digital divide, as many girls lack access to devices and internet. Skill-oriented education, linking women's education to employability and entrepreneurship is being encouraged. Conclusion. Women's education in India has witnessed remarkable progress over the last century. From almost negligible access in the past, women today participate in every sphere of education, from primary to higher levels, including research and technology. However, the system still faces structural challenges such as gender inequality, social norms, and inadequate infrastructure. For real empowerment, women's education must move beyond literacy and enrollment to quality, skill development, and equal opportunity. Only then can India achieve inclusive growth, gender justice, and sustainable development. Q8. Describe the main features of teacher education in U.S.A. and compare this with those prevalent in Indian teacher education. Introduction. Teacher education is the backbone of any educational system. The quality of teachers determines the effectiveness of learning, the shaping of students' personalities, and the overall progress of a nation. Different countries have developed unique patterns of teacher training according to their cultural, social, political, and economic contexts. The United States of America, U.S.A., is often regarded as a pioneer in developing a systematic teacher education program with strong links to research, innovation, and professional development. On the other hand, India, though rich in tradition and cultural heritage, has struggled with certain challenges in its teacher education system, such as outdated curriculum, lack of infrastructure, and inadequate emphasis on research.